Hi, I'm Kristen Lagana.
And I'm Kelly Makel.
And we're here today at the Central Recycling Center off Burns Crossing Road to talk to you about ways that you can recycle beyond the curb. There's a lot of programs here that you might not have known about, so we're going to take a walk today and talk about them. First off is our food scraps and food soiled paper recycling collection program. We started this right here at Central Recycling Center in April of 2019. Ever since, we've been able to successfully divert over 50,000 pounds of organic material from going into landfills. Let's take a look at some of the things we can accept in this program. Fruits and vegetables, bread and pasta, meat and eggs, even your dairy items. And with that meat, we can even take the bones. We don't want anything like styrofoam, plastics, metals, diapers, or even pet waste to go into this can. But it all gets mixed here and then sent up to PG County, where it's turned into compost at our Western Branch facility that is operated by Maryland Environmental Services. We also have a really great tool for you to use at home. This is a decal that lets you know everything that we can and cannot accept in this program. Simply slap this on your bucket that you would hold your organics in until you're ready to transport them to our center, and you have all the information that you need on this program right here. If you're interested in receiving this decal, give our recycling office a call at 410-222-7951.
Hi, I'm Kelly Makel. So I want to talk to you about what we accept at our automotive shed here. Actually at all three recycling centers. And we accept used motor oil and antifreeze as long as they're not contaminated. They can be used. You can drain it after an oil change, or you flush your radiator, that's fine. Or if you have an old unopened bottle from your shed and you have no idea how old it is, you can drop it off here at any time. You just transport it in and pour it into one of our acceptance tanks. We also accept here latex paint. Latex paint is not hazardous, so we accept that any day we're open. What we prefer is that you dry it up at home and then just bring it in and drop it off. If you are not able to dry it up, then you can bring it in as is, and then we'll take it and handle it from there. But even before you do that, before you bring that latex paint in, if it's perfectly good, reuse it. Donate it, paint that doghouse, paint that bathroom in the basement downstairs, or give it to a friend. Use it up before you bring it in. If not, then we'll take it. We also accept cooking oil. So if you are enjoying some deep fried turkey or cook some French fries at home to satisfy the kids, we will take that used cooking oil. Just bottle it back up, bring it in, and drop it off, and you can pour it into one of our acceptance tanks. Now, all of these things we accept year-round, which is great because that means that you should not be going to one of our household hazardous waste events with these items. These are accepted year-round here at all three facilities, and so whenever you have excess cooking oil that you need to get rid of, or if you have oil or antifreeze, bring it into one of our recycling centers. We'll gladly accept it. They do not belong at one of the hazardous waste events.
This is our newest program on the block, durable medical equipment. And durable medical equipment is basically medical equipment that you use at home that you no longer need. But really, that's not a single-use thing. There's folks out there that can reuse it. So we're collecting things like wheelchairs, scooters, walkers, and even canes, and we can clean these up through the Maryland Department of Aging and redistribute them to folks who need them but can't afford them. Right here outside of the can, you'll see a listing of what is accepted and what is not accepted. If you have any questions about this program or you want any more information, you can look on the Maryland Department of Aging's website, which we do have linked from our recyclemoreoften.com website. Another great reuse program that we have here at all of our recycling centers actually is our textiles and clothing recycling program. Now this is really a great program because not only do we accept reusable items, things that maybe you grew out of or you just don't want anymore, we also accept non-reusable items. So think all those socks where you're missing the pair now, or anything that's torn or stained. All of this material can be brought here, bagged with reusable items, separately bagged from non-reusable items, and dropped off in the containers that look like this. We have a great partnership with Mac Recycling that actually takes this material, sorts through it. What can be reused goes to developing countries. What can't be reused can be refined for fiber fill, for industrial rags, and other items. So make sure that stuff doesn't go in your recycling container, and it doesn't have to go in your trash either. You can bring it right here to the Central Recycling Center or any of our recycling centers.
Okay, and we also accepted all of our recycling centers scrap metal. What is scrap metal? Scrap metal, that category includes things that are mostly made of metal or all metal, that you're tossing out that you know do not belong in that yellow recycling container, but they're perfectly recyclable. So if you have a large metal bookshelf from your basement or storage shelf, a microwave from your kitchen, if you have an old heating lamp or old pots and pans because you've upgraded and got new ones, then all those things can be recycled, and we want you to bring them into our recycling centers and drop them off where we accept our scrap metal, and they will be easily turned into brand new metal items. So, and also keep in mind, if you have any very large metal items that are too big to fit into your car and you are not able to bring them to us, we can come to you to pick them up. So if you have a lawnmower that's been drained of all fluids, if you have that storage shelf that I mentioned, and if they're too big to fit in your car and you need to get rid of them, then you can call for a bulk metal pickup and arrange that through our customer service team. And you can reach them at 410-222-6100 and arrange a bulk metal pickup. All right, two more items I wanted to hit on. We also accept propane tanks. We accept your 1 pound and 20 pound tanks. Doesn't matter if they're empty, partly full, totally full. Even if you have one of the old propane tanks from a barbecue grill that has the old fixture on top, we'll take it. Because these propane tanks can be easily refurbished. The propane, if it's still usable, can be collected, reclaimed, and can be put to good use. So if you have old tanks from a barbecue grill in the backyard and it's been sitting there and you're wondering what to do with it, bring it to any of our recycling centers and we can help you out. We also take your lead acid batteries. So if you have gotten a new car battery, or you took the battery out of your lawnmower, out of some sort of a solar device that you had at home, or a marine battery that you had from your boat, you can bring them in and we will collect them here and they get recycled. So that's easy to do.
Kelly, what about small batteries?
Small batteries, we will take your alkaline batteries in your regular trash, but your rechargeable batteries, you pass places that will take them before you even get here. The same places that you purchase them will take them back. So if you go to a really great website called Call to Recycle, put in your zip code, you can find all the locations that are near you that take rechargeable batteries back for free. They're usually at their customer service desk. So if you have button cell batteries, if you have rechargeable batteries from a kid's toy, or maybe from a laptop, your battery died, so you had to buy a new battery, they will take them. And you can also find instructions on safe handling of them before you turn them in and recycle them at those places. And it's a lot of the major retailers, so there are a lot of acceptance places that are here in the county that take them. We do not take them here, so like I said, if you have loose rechargeable batteries, use Call to Recycle, put in your zip code, and find all the places that take them back for free near you.
And that's call the number 2 recycle.org?
Yes.
Great. So folks, we know by now that this material does not belong in your recycling bin, but that there's still great use for it, and there's recycling programs available at our recycling centers or at a number of retailers that you probably visit daily, like grocery stores, Target, Walmart. This stuff will get stuck in recycling sorters that are trying to separate materials, but there's still opportunity to recycle it when you drop it off. And it doesn't have to be just bags. We also take wrap, like bubble wrap. We can take case packaging that goes over your water bottles or your bathroom toilet paper or your tissue paper. We can also take the shipping envelopes that come to you usually from Amazon or other retailers that are made of plastic. Just cut the label out and we can take that as well. Ziploc bags, anything that is stretchy, clean, and dry. And you can actually find more about this program if you Google WRAP, W-R-A-P, recycling. It'll take you to the plastic wrap recycling website that has a whole list of things that are accepted and are not. Something that would be an example of something we don't take in this program would be any of the crinkly bags, like salad bags or frozen food bags that don't really have that stretch. That's not film plastic. But just remember, your clean and dry plastic doesn't belong in your recycling bin, and it doesn't have to go in your trash can either. Just drop it off at one of our recycling centers or at your local retailer. All right, up next, cardboard. Now, there's a lot of value in cardboard when we can separate it out from other recyclables. So if you have a lot of it, which a number of folks are right now with ordering from home and being home during the pandemic, getting a lot of shipping stuff delivered to your house. So if you have a good amount of cardboard, or maybe you just got some new bigger electronics, a television, and you have a big box to get rid of, just drop it off right here. Make sure that it's free of any styrofoam peanuts, any packaging material that wouldn't go with cardboard, and we'd be happy to take it off your hands. And again, this is a program that you can find at any of our recycling centers. So the one in Glen Burnie or the one in Deal, we'd be happy to take that cardboard from you.
Another category of materials that we accept are electronics. In that electronics category, we accept your printers, we accept laptops, we accept speakers and microphones, and also your cordless phones from your home, even cell phones. They all fall into that category. So if you have any of those old items at home, you've upgraded, they've been at home and in a storage closet because you upgrade and didn't know how to get rid of them, this is how you get rid of them, and they get recycled. Another thing that falls into the electronics category that sometimes people aren't aware of are Christmas lights. So if you have holiday lights at home and bulbs have blown and they don't work, they're all tangled up, you're not sure, you've upgraded to LED lights, then you can drop off your old lights here and we'll gladly accept them. All right, another category of materials that's awesome is glass bottle and jar recycling. We just started this back in July of 2020, and it's a way that we can accept this glass and only this glass and make sure that it gets recycled directly back into what it was. So it's a bottle-to-bottle program. So if you have glass food and beverage bottles and jars, spaghetti sauce jars, pickle jars, the kombucha bottle, all that glass we will accept. The only thing that we ask, so the only few things that we ask for this program, which is at all of our recycling centers, is that you make sure that it is clean, separated by color. We accept your brown, your mixed colors, and also your clear. So all those pickle jars and spaghetti sauce jars we'll take. You can leave your lids and labels on, so that metal lid, the cork, if you just screwed it back on, that is fine. And once you bring it here, deposit the appropriate color into each slot. And we just accept food and beverage glass. So the things that we do not accept in here, and it's really important to be mindful of these things, are things like ceramics, so no mugs, no plates, no glass from the picture frame. If you bring your bottles in and they're in a bag, that's cool, but once you get to the dumpster, put it in there loose. We don't want any plastic bags or anything other than your glass food and beverage jars. So we have all of that information on our website. So you can in on the fantastic Recycle Curbside. This is a wonderful program. We hope people will take part of it in it. And if you don't, that's fine. The curbside program has not changed at all. So if you continue to deposit your glass bottles and jars into your yellow recycling container and put that at the curb, that's fine. But we would really like for you to join in and be a part of this new initiative, because this glass, it's only this glass that we accept, so it makes it super easy to process it into glass bottles and jars again. And we're looking for much.
We can accept your single stream recycling at our recycling centers as well. If you don't have curbside service, or if you're a small business in the county, we can take your single stream recycling only at our centers. You can bring in excess amounts if you don't want to wait for your next collection day. Maybe you did a big basement clean out, maybe you're helping clean up an old home, you just have a lot of material and you can't get it at the curbside, or you don't want to wait for your next pickup. We can take your single stream recycling here. Of course, that means your paper, your plastic, your metal, not any scrap metal, and your glass. But again, just like Kelly said, if you're on your way here, separate that glass out, put it in the glass drop-off can. This is not a program where you want to add in anything like carpet, styrofoam. The same rules apply for what you do at home. And of course, single stream recycling is never bagged. Again, those plastic bags are what's going to jam up that sorting machinery where recycling is processed. So you want to make sure that that recycling is loose. Maybe also, in addition to that bulk cleanup that you did and you found all that single stream recycling, you also came across a large amount of trash, or again, you're someone who doesn't receive curbside collection and you need to get rid of trash. We also take trash at all 3 recycling centers. This is something that we consider kind of a last resort because we offer so many recycling opportunities here. So this is really anything that's left. Again, this is not something that small businesses can use. Small businesses are only available to that mixed recycling, that single stream recycling option. But again, right now we know a lot of folks are doing spring cleaning or buying new homes and coming across materials that they don't know what it is. Then trash might be something that you want to use at our recycling centers and not wait for that next collection day.
All right, another category that we accept here, your tires. There's a 4-tire limit for residents here, and they can be on or off the rim. Doesn't matter. So if you, like me, have a huge commute, and you kind of go through tires a lot, then what you can do is you can bring your 4 tires in and deposit them here, and then they will be recycled or reclaimed or refurbished, I should say. And like I said, it doesn't matter if they're on or off the rim, because if you can't handle getting them off the rim at home, don't worry about it. We can with our equipment. And you can feel assured that that metal rim is going to get recycled too. And another category is vinyl siding. So if you have done some renovations at home, you've got new siding on the house, or upgraded your storage shed into a work shed, or a new she shed. Being caved, then you can bring the old vinyl siding or any scrap parts here and drop them off. The only things that we do not accept in here are any fire damaged materials, no contaminants, so no wood, no backing, no nails, no styrofoam, no cardboard from the packaging. We do not want any of that in here. We just want the vinyl siding. And then we have a processor that accepts it and recycles it. When we only accept one particular item in a category, in a container, like vinyl siding, or glass bottles and jars, or cardboard. With these separate programs we have at our recycling centers, we can ensure that those items have less issues when it comes to processing and can easily be recycled.
All right, folks, we're nearing the end of our tour, but this is exciting and a little different. With our close proximity to the bay, it's awesome that we can also offer oyster and clamshell recycling. So we know how our Marylanders, particularly our Anne Arundel County residents, love our seafood. So if you come across oyster shells, clam shells, Please know that we can recycle them here. We work with Oyster Recovery Partnership that are going to take the empty shell, reharvest them, which helps our health in our bay and also helps to grow new oyster population.
Another category of materials that we accept here at all of our recycling centers are items that have refrigerant in them. So if you have a fridge, freezer, little refrigerator, we will accept them, and you can bring them in, drop them off. We have a vendor that comes in and they reclaim the refrigerant, and that gets recycled. And then afterwards, then we just have a large metal item basically, and then that gets recycled for the value of the metal that's in it. Now remember, I mentioned this earlier, this qualifies for a bulk metal pickup. So if your fridge goes out and you need to get rid of it out of your home, you can call our customer service team and arrange for a bulk metal pickup, as long as you're one of our curbside customers. And you can arrange that through our customer service team at 410-222-6100. We also take your concrete, brick, block, asphalt, and stone. We call it rubble. So if you are demolishing a sidewalk at your home or a wall, or you had extra from a building project but they're cracked, there's no use for them, you can drop them off here and we will recycle them. We'll crush those big blocks into small rocks and actually use it for some of the road base at our landfill. Now remember, if you have some rocks that are in good condition, you could still drop them off here, because another program that we have at our recycling centers is that you can pick up any usable rock for free if you're with our residents that come in here, and you can take it back home and you can use it. So if you came here and you saw nice landscaping stones and you thought, I could use this at home, you could just sign one of our waivers and load it and take it home.
Well, folks, we've had a great time showing you around the Central Recycling Center here today. Kelly and I enjoy taking you around and seeing all the different programs that we have here. Really, just to sum up, there's so much opportunity to recycle beyond the curb. There's a lot of things that we offer at all of our recycling centers. The only program that you'll find here that isn't at the other recycling centers at this time is the durable medical equipment program. Other than that, everything else that we talked about here today, you can find at also our Southern Recycling Center and our Northern Recycling Center. We have given you a lot of information. Just to retouch on what Kelly said earlier, when it comes to accepting items for programs for recycling or for reuse, it's so important to pay attention to the guidelines of those programs so that no other contamination gets into those collections. Now, we have given you a lot of info, and we thought it might be great if you had a tool at your disposal to always have this information at your fingertips. Luckily, we do now. It's called Recycle Coach, and we invite you to download it for free on your smartphone. We also have it available on desktop as well. Just Google Recycle Coach Anne Arundel. But this app is amazing, and you can use it to help remind you of your collection days, to be aware of any collection or facility closures and changes due to holidays and bad weather. And my favorite tool is the what goes where function, where you can search a database of thousands of items to see what the proper disposal or recycling info is for that item. We thank you again for joining us. Make sure to recycle more, recycle right, and make sure to know before you throw.